What the bloody hell was that? In a good way, of course. Is it weird to jizz your pants over a TV show? Chibnall, you frickin' madman, what are you on? Oh my god. Oh dear god, here we go. Fugitive of the Judoon, here we go. Nearly said Prisoner of the Judoon. Funny how the BBC keeps getting its own titles wrong, isn't it, on its YouTube channel? Anyway. Alright, halfway through the series, halfway through series 12 already, I know. Mad, right? Episode 5 out of 10. Fugitive of the Judoon. Can you guess what the centrepiece of this episode's going to be? Yeah, the Judoon. No, it's really not, actually. They're really not the centrepiece of this one. Okay, first of all, it's lovely to see the Judoon coming back. We're going to do some of the milder stuff of this episode first, okay? We'll get into the really important, big stuff towards the end of the video. Yeah, nice to see the Judoon finally come back with a mohawk of all things. Punk rock Judoon. Yeah, lovely to see them back. Great design. I think it's all animatronics on the captain as well, which looks freaking lovely. I think they might have upgraded the animatronics a little bit, because they look a lot more movie than what they used to do. You know, they move a lot. It just looks like... I mean, the original Judoon design back when they first appeared, that was really good. That looked pretty realistic. But this one looks like twice as realistic. It's ridiculous. I don't know, maybe I've just not watched Smith & Jones in a while, but I did watch Prisoner of the Judoon and Sarah Jane Adventures, and they look about the same in those two episodes. And this one, they look really... Okay, you get it, the Judoon look fantastic in this. Look, one little quibble I've got with the Judoon now that I've just realised is, if they have no jurisdiction over the Earth, meaning they shouldn't be on Earth, then what was the case with the one that was on Earth in Sarah Jane Adventures when it was chasing the Androvax? I mean, I guess it was kind of an exceptional circumstance given how it was a prisoner escaping a crash landing, so I guess that could maybe account for it. Minor nitpicking aside, yeah, great to see the Judoon back. Now, companions didn't really have a whole lot to do. I like how I normally talk about the bloody companions and characters towards the end of the video, but I'm flipping it around because this one was just so big in terms of plot twists. Yeah, but yeah, companions were really good in this for what they were. They didn't have much to do, really. Yeah, they served their purpose where they needed to, but for the most part they were kind of just a plot device in order to introduce one of about 5 major plot points that just makes you go, what the fuck? More on that later. More on what the companions were up to in the big chunk of this episode a bit later on. Honestly, where the hell do I start with this one? Okay, let's start with the smaller stuff. So yeah, I've mentioned the companions. They work well enough where they need to. Nothing hugely special with that. Graham, the cupcake, was funny, but yeah. Other side characters, really good. And the Doctor, bloody fantastic. I think every episode we're getting an even better performance from Jodie Whittaker, and by this point her final episode is just going to be like the best performance any actor's ever given as any Doctor ever, if we keep on like this. But yeah, in terms of characters, I won't get bogged down too much on characters and all that lot for the most part, but yeah, they were all really good in this. Fantastic. A+, S, give them an S rank. It's kind of only a Japanese/video game thing, that really, isn't it? S rank is above A, in case you didn't know. They all get an S rank in this. Dear God. God, I'm getting lightheaded just thinking about the rest of this. Alright, so yeah, Captain Jack's back. There you go, I said it. That was a welcome surprise. I didn't realise it was him over the intercom either until he actually appeared. I thought it was just going to be some random American guy, but no, it was Jack. That was a welcome surprise. That's like 10 years now we've been waiting for him to come back in Doctor Who. The last time we saw him on screen was in Torture of Miracle Day in 2011. Last time we saw him on Doctor Who on screen was in that one tiny cameo at the end of Time Part 2. So yeah, nice to see him back. People have been asking for him to come back for absolutely ages now, and they've finally actually done it. Albeit kind of a small appearance really, but 99% sure they're setting it up for him to come back later on in the series, either in the finale or at some point during Jodie's era at least. Hopefully during the finale of this series. I don't really want to have to wait until series 13, which could potentially be 2 years away, to see him again, but we'll see. Fingers crossed, guys. Double fingers crossed. toad cross for God's sake. So yeah, Jack's back, essentially spewing some exposition and foreshadowing or slash setup for yet another plot, it seems. We got a lot of plots in this. Yeah, the lone Cyberman, that kind of came out of nowhere. Don't know what that's going to be. I mean, there's a couple of Cyberman episodes towards the end of this series. I've heard that episodes 8, 9 and 10 are all going to be Cyberman episodes, which is kind of weird. So is there going to be like a 3-parter of some kind? Apparently there's a 2-parter at the end of the series, episodes 9 and 10, so whether it's going to be like Utopia / Sound of Drum Blast of the Time Lord sort of thing, where it's technically a 3-parter, where episode 8 is going to be kind of its own thing, but it's going to have big ties to the next 2 episodes afterwards. I don't know, we'll see. Something to do with the Cybermen anyway. So yeah, that kind of came out of nowhere, and then Jack buggered off for a bit. But yeah, it's lovely to see him. Didn't actually meet the Doctor, but it was really funny him meeting Graham and the other companions, and then him finding out the Doctor's a woman and all that. That was funny. Looking forward to how they're going to build up on that in hopefully the finale or whenever he's going to show up next. Oh, I'm tired. Now we need is for Susan and the Rani to come back, and the holy trinity of characters everyone keeps wanting back is going to be complete. Speaking of the Rani, everyone thought that Ruth's character would be the Rani, but no, she turned up to be the Doctor somehow. Now, I guess we're getting on to the big talking point of this episode, besides the Jack return. So, Ruth's character is apparently the Doctor, who of course used the chameleon arc to disguise herself, even disguise herself from herself as well, and all that. Hid her Time Lord essence in that little glass compartment in that lighthouse. So, yeah, that happened. So as soon as the glass broke, you can see and hear that it's regeneration energy of some kind, you know, and then you think, at first I thought it was going to be another Master. I thought there was going to be something in this series where there'd be like every other episode or so, they'd give us a new version of the Master. We'd end up with like 4 different Masters in one series, and there'd be some kind of overarching plot regarding that and the whole timeless trial thing. But yeah, no, that didn't happen. Which is probably for the best. I think after Sacha Darwin's Master showed up, I don't think they want to kick him out immediately and give us another Master. Unless they did keep all of them on, in which case it would be a right mess having that many Masters at once. If they ended up with like 4 or 5 of them by the end of the series, that would be confusing. But anyway, I digress. What does digress even mean? So yeah, I was either thinking it's just going to be the Master or possibly the Rani, but I thought, come on Chibnall, after you brought Jack back, you're not going to go a second mile and give us the Rani as well, are you? Right, really? Although, given how this episode turned out, those 2 massive plot twists, I actually wouldn't be surprised if that was the route they went down, but no. So yeah, this Ruth character, I can't remember the actress that plays it, Jo Martin, I think? Jo Martin, something like that anyway. Can't quite remember her name. I'll look it up later. I have to look up a lot of things after these videos for some reason. But yeah, she ended up being the Doctor. And this is where a lot of the controversy comes into play now, because there was the rumour before Series 12 started that they were going to reveal a whole nother cycle of 13 Doctors before William Hartnell that were apparently all female. Unfortunately, as amazing as this plot twist and reveal is, it does unfortunately open the door for that to potentially be the case. I'm hoping it doesn't happen, but fingers crossed. So yeah, Chibnall is, well, firstly, let's just run down the possibilities, shall we? Here, we're going to do a bit of speculation for once on this channel. I don't do that often, or do I? I don't know. Maybe I do. I don't know. Time to put my speculation hat on. That's right, I've got a speculation hat that I just invented this very second. Right. So, that's going to be a bit top heavy. So, the Jo Martin Doctor. Now, really hoping that it doesn't turn out to be a pre-Hartnell Doctor that's just been wiped from the Doctor's own memory and basically the history of the show, because, I mean, obviously lots of things in Doctor Who do get retconned. You know, Gallifrey's been destroyed 3 times. The Doctor only acknowledges it twice, so I'm guessing they don't really regard the 8th Doctor novels as canon. I can look past that, given how Doctor Who's canon is the most impossible thing to figure out in the world. But yeah, there's a lot of things in Doctor Who that do get changed, but there are a few select things in Doctor Who that no matter what you do, no matter what you think, I think they should always remain the same, remain canon. We need a few points that are concretely set in stone, and William Hartnell being the first Doctor, God rest his brilliant soul, is probably one of them. So yeah, it would kind of be Doctor Who sacrilege if they revealed Hartnell wasn't the first Doctor. I mean, if they're going to tie this in with the founding fathers of Gallifrey, stuff from like the Cartmail Master Plan and Longbarrow, which I'm kind of hoping they do, that would be really interesting. If you don't know what those are, look them up. If they're going to tie it into that and stuff with Rassilon, Omega and the Other, especially the Other, again, if you don't know what that is, look it up. If they're going to tie it into that, that could be really interesting, and I think it could possibly work with Joe's Doctor in some regards being a pre-Hartnell incarnation. If they're going to go down that whole route of like the Doctor being a reincarnation of the Other or some crap like that, whatever it was meant to be in the end. I believe that was like the whole plan of the Cartmail Master Plan, wasn't it, to reveal that at the end. If they're going to go down that route, I guess it could kind of work. I mean, it would be the biggest slap in the face ever if it was just straightforward, flat-out, pre-Hartnell Doctors, and the Doctor's memory has just been wiped. If it was just that, just a normal cycle of regenerations, and then the Hartnell Doctor lost his memory and believed he was the first, but really this was his second cycle, he'd already had 13 beforehand. If it was just flat-out that, then that would be a problem, I think. But if it is some kind of, like I say, like reincarnation of the Other, whoever he or she was, and then the Doctor sort of taking on that person in their own life, or you get what I mean. There is a possibility they could make this work, but it's got to be some kind of timey-wimey, sciencey, bish-bosh-bash, Time Lordy kind of magic/sciencey kind of thing. And even then, it's got to be done really well. If they bugger up this even slightly, it's going to be a huge issue. That's all I'm saying. Chibnall, you're treading possibly the thinnest line in history here, in Doctor Who history right now. Don't bugger this up. Of course, there's always the possibility that it's an alternate universe Doctor. That's the most popular theory, actually. That's the one I'm going to go with as well. I really hope it is some kind of multiverse plot would be cool. If we have like Doctors coming in from like alternate universe timelines. You know, you've got like Big Finish's Unbound series, which is all what-if scenarios set in an alternate Doctor Who universe, you know. But yeah, so we've already got stuff like that, and then there's Peter Cushing's Doctor Who character from those two Dalek movies in the 60s, who, although doesn't really have an official place in Doctor Who canon, I like to accept the theory that he is an alternate universe Doctor. So yeah, we do already have sort of, kind of, examples of alternate universe Doctors in this franchise, so safe to say that could be what Chibnall is doing here. It could be an alternate universe Doctor, and there's some kind of multiverse plot going on here. Perhaps like the overarching plot could end up with the Timeless Child being something to do with like some kind of multiverse threat or something. That would be amazing. And then of course there could just be God knows whatever kind of timey-wimey theories or explanations for this. This really could go absolutely flipping anywhere, honestly it could. The fact that supposedly the Joe Doctor and Gat, the Other, who's revealed to be a Gallifreyan, not necessarily a Time Lord, but a Gallifreyan at least. They don't know about Gallifrey's latest destruction, in its long line of destructions, funnily enough. They both claim to be in the Doctor's past, but they don't know about Gallifrey's destruction. Where am I going? Oh, this episode's confused me so much and I love it for that. So they couldn't really be mistaken about their place in the timeline and actually be from the future without knowing about Gallifrey's destruction. Unless this is like thousands of bloody years in the future where Gallifrey's been restored again somehow. I don't really know how that would work. Doctor Who's the most confusing bloody thing in existence and I love it for that. But yeah, unless it's like some really far future timeline and things have just been reset completely somehow. I don't know. Jesus Christ. So it could either be a major fuck up with Doctor Who canon and potentially ruin the show, or it could be a very cleverly devised addition to Doctor Who canon that actually works fairly well. Or it could be some kind of timey-wimey thing, possibly maybe a future timeline where everyone has been reset to think it's before, or it could be an alternate universe thing, or God knows what the hell could happen with this. It's going to be a tense few weeks, for from now until the finale, that's all I can say. Chibnall is walking a bloody tightrope thinner than the plot of In the Forest of the Night right now, and that is dangerous. He's either going to fuck it up, or he's going to do really well, or it's going to be mediocre. I have faith in you, Chibnall. Please, I hope you know what you're doing. Alright, yeah. What else can I say? I'll take the speculation hat off for a bit. So yeah. Oh god. Wait, speculation hat back on. I just meant it's a regular thing. Joe's doctor, there have been a couple comments on the internet about her being the timeless child. I mean, she might not even be the doctor, it might just be some kind of identity mix-up, perhaps, a bit like Jackson Lake from The Next Doctor. I don't know, that maybe seems a bit unlikely and a bit of a cop-out after they've hyped this up so much. Alternate universe is still my theory, but, you know, it could be some kind of case of mistaken identity, perhaps. Again, this is massive and there's really any way that this could go. This is a mid-series episode, for God's sake. This is bigger than Good Man Goes to War. That was a big bloody mid-series episode, I tell you. Oh boy. But, yeah. Possibly the biggest episode in Doctor Who's history now, since the first one. Oh boy, you better not fuck this up. This has certainly set up a lot of interesting stuff for the second half of this series, that's for sure. Wait and see how it all turns out. Oh boy. By God. Right, well this is definitely a step up from Series 11. Series 11? What is Series 11? I don't remember what Series 11 is. Does that even exist anymore? All we have now is Series 12. They didn't do a Series 11. No one remembers it. It's so inferior. I'm joking. I like Series 11, but by God, this is a huge step up. Is it maybe too soon to be calling this the best series of Doctor Who ever? The best modern series of Doctor Who ever? How about that? Is it maybe too early to be saying that? I mean, I have faith that it could end up being so, but we'll see. Massive episode this week. Jeez, yeah. This is going to be interesting. Oh, very quickly before I forget, I love how they're sort of tweaking the relationship between the Doctor and the companions now. There's a bit more tension there, so that's good. Well, I guess we'll be back next week with episode 6, Praxeus, which sounds suspiciously similar to a title of an episode I have planned for Series 2 of my fan film series. BBC, stop stealing my ideas! Fun fact, I had the idea for Killer Snowmen before the 2012 Christmas special The Snowmen was released. Coincidence? I think not. BBC, where have you... You've wiretapped my bedroom, I swear you have. Where are you? Where are you, Chibnall? Where... Actually, it would be Moffat because he was in charge during the Snowman episode. Where are you, BBC? Come out wherever you are. I know you're in here. I think I've got insane from this episode. My God. Right. Well, yeah, see you next week for episode 6, Praxeus. Looks kind of interesting. Something to do with near a beach. Some kind of... That last shot in the trailer of that person's face with their eyes all whited over and like the spiky thing on their face. This is the one with all those bird things as well. No idea what this one's about, so should be interesting, we'll see. Chances are it's probably just going to be kind of a standalone filler-like type episode, a bit like Orphan 55 and Nikola Tesla's Night of Terror was. If it does link into the overarching plot again, that would be marvellous, but I have a feeling... I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it was just like a filler episode to be a bit of a breather after that fucking whiplash bloody episode. So yeah, kind of looking forward to that one. Should be interesting to see what it's all about, and I'll be back with a review for it next week. Bye!